Hi everybody, double team again. I'm gonna keep saying this. That's like my intro for
them,
every
it's not
video.
Again, though.
Yeah,
it's a new one.
Well, every Sunday, so that's fine. This time we're gonna answer your questions.
Yay,
so
Q&A time.
Yeah,
we haven't done one in very long.
Yeah, I think the most when we did Q&As was when we were streaming.
Yeah.
When we asked people to ask questions.
Well, you guys are very bad at sending us questions, though, because if you sent us more questions, we'd do this more often.
That's true. So,
But thank you for the ones that did send questions, because we have some that are really cool.
Yeah, that's true. So, I'm gonna say this now. If you do have more questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and then we can make a second video like this if you like it.
Or on Twitter, because we use the hashtag
#AskDoubleTeam is the hashtag. So you can use that as well to ask us questions.
And I think both of us have... Do you have AskFM? Because I have AskFM with Miss Random Badger, because you can also drop questions there if you want.
Yeah, that's true. You can ask us questions there too, and I think yours is also in the description and mine is, so if you want to ask us questions through that, that's also possible. I will put all of the information in the description below so you can find where you can ask questions and what hashtag to use and all of that stuff. Yeah. So we can maybe make like a part 2 of this, which would be cool since we're together now. Anyways, we will start with the questions. We got quite a lot of fun ones, and the first one is already like going right into it. The question comes from xkurokamiX on Twitter, and this person asked, who would you kill and why? So obviously we're gonna take anime characters, we're not gonna kill real people.
We're not there yet. We're nicer than that, I think.
So I don't know if you want to go first, or...
It's hard to choose one, like, which is the worst one for me. Because there are a lot of, like, very generic ones that I would get rid of. But I think one that really, really upsets me every time that I think about it is Ghost Bunry from Golden Time. Like,
we had a whole discussion on this.
It's true. And Thalia doesn't necessarily agree with me, but I like really, really disliked Bunry in general, but the ghost part was the part that killed it for me. It killed that show for me. So I definitely get rid of it, and it was so unnecessary to make it so much better. I guess that would be my first choice that I can think of.
Yeah, mine is the whole cast of Glass Lip, but not Chicken Jonathan, because he made the show. He was the only character.
He was amazing. He was also the one that got most budget, because they all had still frames of the most important moments except him. He was always perfectly animated.
Yeah,
and voiced.
So yeah, props to that voice actor. You did the best job out of all of Glass Lip.
Well, if we can just like kill groups of stuff, I would kill all of the cat characters in Fairy Tail. And I know that's really weird for me to say because I love cats, but all of them were really annoying to me. They all had these gimmicks that were really, really stupid, and the sense of humor didn't work for me, so I hated that arc. It was I watched all of the original Fairy Tail anime, and that part was the one that I stopped then for so long because it was so hard for me to go through that arc. I didn't care about any of the characters. So yeah, I get rid of that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Who else did I choose? I think I forgot who else. Do you remember?
Well, I don't remember yours.
Yeah, because I told you, but I probably forgot which one. Because there's not many characters that I really hate.
Well, we both said that we didn't like the... I don't know, was yours in Black Bullet the one that you were talking about?
Oh, yeah.
We both dislike the lolly who wants Onisha and Stick. Yeah. That's just a thing that doesn't work for us.
Yeah, we don't like
Stop
her.
that.
All the lollies who are too sexual and all that stuff.
Well, I didn't watch that one specifically. I only watched the first episode of that one, but I watched Machine Doll, and Machine Doll has the same problem for me. It's just...
Okay. Yeah, that's some... Yeah, those are characters that I would like to get rid of.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just... Don't do that. You can have lollies, and you can have people who want their dick all of the time, but you can have both.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to say it. Anyone else for you, or?
I think those are the most pressing ones, I guess.
Yeah, the ones that like annoy you the most, that you're like, go away. Yes. Next question is from One Piece World Z from at Twitter, And he asked, why haven't you read or watched One Piece?
Okay, I can start. I can put my hands in the fire first. I haven't read One Piece and watched One Piece mostly for the same reason, which is it's too long. And I know that's a really bad excuse, but I would rather, at this point in my life, watch a lot of smaller shows that are really enjoyable to me than getting into a really, really big shonen that is like endless. Because I usually like shorter shows in anyway. Like there are very few shonen that I kept watching to the end. I think of those that are like the big ones. I watched Bleach. I didn't watch Naruto. And I didn't watch One Piece.
And you watched Hunter x Hunter.
But Hunter x Hunter is for me in a different category than those, because it's not one of those like
of the big three, like that.
Well,
kind
it's
of
not
thing.
one of the big three that gets discussed like that, I guess. But it's also not one of those that keeps getting more and more stuff all of the time, because the manga is also on hiatus and the anime is done, so it's different for me. But even so, that's like the only ones that I managed to watch. I dropped Fairy Tail, which is also not the big three, but it's a long-running shonen show. So it's not something that I usually look for and that I enjoy that much. And I tried watching the anime a little bit, because there was also a little bit that was on TV when I was younger.
Of what?
One Piece.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But we had a dub for part of it, and the dub killed me when I tried to watch it. Yeah, for the first, I think, like maybe the first 50 episodes, and then they gave up and started subbing the rest.
Yeah.
But the first ones, we were very limited in Portugal for voice actors for that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I had a scene in which the main character was the Dragon Ball voice, and it was interacting with Sailor Moon and Kamen Mask and like stuff like that. And I was like, I can't do this. And also, I don't know. For me, it's just mostly it being a huge time commitment that I don't have time for without being something that I'm super into to begin with. Even though I know it's supposedly really, really good in that genre. Okay. What about you?
It's kind of the same, because the reason why I haven't watched it or read it is because there's that many episodes, but honestly that wouldn't really stop me from watching it, because I started Gintama.
Because you started Gintama, so...
I mean, I started Gintama, but Gintama has like half the episodes of One Piece. Gintama has 310 episodes right now, and I'm fairly caught up with that, but the difference between those two is Gintama is more my taste of anime. It's gags. It's a gag anime. It's a lot of jokes all the time. It's a lot of parodies, and that's something that I really, really like. And I know there's comedy in One Piece as well, but they focus more on the battles and all that stuff, and I guess the journey that they're taking. And in Gintama, that's not the case. Like, there are battles, but they don't really focus too much on that. And if they do, it's only 2 or 3 episodes. And that's an arc of battles in Gintama. So that's about it. So for me, I didn't start One Piece also because I'm not into the whole piratey thing. I'm not really into that at all. I don't know. I don't really, to be honest, I don't really like the character design either for One Piece.
Yeah. I had that discussion with my sister, because my younger sister is a huge One Piece fan.
Oh, my brother too.
She got into it. She at first was a little bit, I'm not sure, and then she got really, really into it. Yeah. And she keeps telling me that I have to watch it and that I'm gonna enjoy it. So maybe I will watch it at some point, but it's not in my plans. And she understood the fact, because I watched the first few episodes, as I said before, that I don't really like... I didn't really get into the aesthetic either, but I understand that it's also very old in that sense. If you're talking about the first episodes, they aired a long time ago. Yeah. So my sister showed me one of the latest ones, and there's a huge difference. Yeah. So I don't think that would break it for me.
Well, it wouldn't break it for me in the long run. I would just have to get used to it. Yeah. Which I'm fine with, but I'd rather have another... I don't know. I guess I prefer other ones.
I guess overall, it's not like we wouldn't watch it ever. It's mostly like
time
versus there are others that we're more interested into, like right from the start. As you said, you're not that into the part thing.
Yeah.
So you'd watch another thing before considering that one. And
Yes.
you keep doing that, and then eventually you never watch it.
Exactly.
So I guess that's what happened. Sorry.
Yeah. I do have to say, I feel like I will start it at some point.
Same.
But that will be after I've seen all of the stuff that I've always wanted to see. And there's a lot of stuff, so I have no idea when that is going to happen. It might take a long time before I start One Piece. Although it's so easy for me to do because my brother has all of the DVDs and all of the manga, so I can just go right into it. But for now, it just doesn't really interest me. So I guess it will be for later. I have nothing against One Piece.
Yeah. I hope it's a satisfying answer.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like we hate it.
We
or
don't hate
anything
it
like that.
at all. So yeah, that's our answer. Next question is from Abby or Bizarre Jelly 5, and she asked, Miana, who is your best boy?
Well, did she ask me or you?
She
Are
asked
you supposed to?
because everyone knows my best boy is Hisoka or Edward. So or a lot of
two best boys.
too many.
Well,
best
that's
boys.
the problem right there. Is that I have like a huge. I'm a collector.
No,
Like,
me too.
I'm the type of person. Some people are like, I need to choose one. That's my top one. And I'm not like that. I'm a hoarder. I'm like, I like this one and this one and this one. And I keep getting all of them instead of like
That's
replacing
fine.
them. So I end up with like this huge list of what my husbandos would be.
You can tell like your top 3 or something.
I guess
the ones that come to mind.
Well,
first.
the one that I tend to say first would be Natsume from Natsume Yujincho.
Yeah. I remember that.
That's the first one that I would say. And then I always say...
Can I guess? I think
yes.
I know. Isaiah?
Yes.
and
and?
the plushie? Or no?
Uta?
Yeah.
Well, I consider Uta a husbando, but it's not my top.
Okay.
He's a really, like, secondary character. We don't really get a lot of him. So I like him, and I love his design, and I love the few pieces that we have of him, but it's not that detailed, I guess. So Makishima Shogo from Psycho-Pass is one of mine as well, for sure. He's amazing.
Is that the guy with the black spiky?
No.
That's the main guy, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Mine is the main villain in the first season.
Okay.
Is the white-haired dude.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And he goes on, he talks about really interesting things as well in the show. And he talks about, like, there are some quotes of classic sci-fi books that I really like, and he goes like,
why you like
yeah.
He
even has a quote about like why he prefers physical books over like because everybody
nice.
No one has books anymore in
in
that era, and I'm like, yes. I get you. So I think those are the first that come to mind, but there are a lot more.
I think another one that comes to mind for you that I thought of, and when I saw it in the series, I was like, this is the perfect guy for Miana, is oh shoot, I forgot his name. Suna from Ori Monogatari.
Yes.
Because he reads books and he's like quiet, but he's
adorable.
Sweet. He's really
I love
sweet
him.
and yeah.
See, I don't know. It's my type is either a really sweet guy or someone who you
Psycho.
never like want to date ever.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
Whatever. I don't know. I mean, from this season, I already got husbando too. The guy from Dimension W.
Oh, yeah.
He's so cool.
Yeah, he's really awesome. I agree.
love him
He's
so
one of
much.
my husbandos as well for this season.
Well, Hisoka for sure is a husbando of mine. It's part of my list.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
the
good.
problem. I have a list. But yeah, Kamiya Hiroshi has a lot of characters that I automatically place on my list.
I have that with Hisoka's voice actor and
What other voices? do you
Daisuke
do?
Namikawa. He's Oikawa from Haikyuu.
Oh.
So I really, really
I
like
like
Oikawa.
Oikawa is a good one.
He is
I'm not
my
sure
favorite from
he's-
Haikyuu for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'm not caught up, so I haven't decided if he gets to go in my list or not. Because there are some characters that I'm like, I like them, but they're not husbanded tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get that. But yeah, for me it's his voice actor and Daisuke Ono, who does most of my husbandos, like Kokuri-san.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Handa
but
from
that's the
Barakamon.
thing. Those voice actors are everywhere. So at some point, I mean, I'm sure some of my husbandos are Daisuke Ono people
Oh,
because
Shizuo is Daisuke Ono as well. Oh.
yeah, because Shizuo is amazing too.
Yeah.
And like Shinra from Durara, like just in Durara, I have like 3 husbandos. So
Yeah. I understand.
Like,
completely.
stuff happens.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess that's not a definitive answer, but usually if you ask me and I can only say one, I'll say Natsume. Because as a character, I think he's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Next question is from Pat, or at Animelting, and he asks, what item from an anime would you most like to possess? That's the first question that he asked. So I was a bit confused of like what this question meant, but then I was like, I have no idea what to choose. So I was thinking just like the whole thing with Pokemon. I would really like a Pokemon of my own, like have a pet Pokemon, or just be able to battle or whatever. Like,
well, I guess you can choose the Pokeballs as the item, because I mean Pokemon are
you need Pokemon to
are creatures.
Yeah.
You can't just own a Pokemon. That's not how it works. It's supposed to be about friendship. Didn't you pay attention?
But yeah, I guess Pokeballs. And this is such a lame answer, but it's really nostalgia for me. So
oh, I don't think it's a lame answer at all. That would be super cool, and that's why everybody excited for Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm so excited about Pokemon Go. And I'm pretty sure it's not even gonna work in Portugal, but I'll wait. I'll wait until I'm not there.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm really excited about catching Pokemon. And probably being late to work because you changed your route because there was a Pokemon.
Yeah.
But, well, my item, like, there are plenty of really cool ones, but my top one would be the Dominator from Psycho Pass. I really would like an actual Dominator that worked, because it's this gun, you know the bases, right?
I've seen it.
Yeah. So you have the normal mode, and then depending on the reading that it has, like, it unlocks the other mode, and also you get the voice of the whole thing talking to you and recognizing you as the user of that gun, and it's really cool. I really like the design of that weapon. It's always one of my favorite ones.
I've seen like someone who made one in real life or something.
I know, with the lights and stuff, and I'm like, I want it so bad.
Yeah, that's a good answer. The other question that Pat asked is, what anime would you like to see remade? So for me, my answer is Claymore, because I do really like Claymore how it is right now, but it's not finished at all, and now the manga ended, so they could do it all over again. Not that I don't like the animation, but I do have a problem with some of the voice actors in Claymore, because the guy, I can't remember his name, but he always shouts Claire, Claire, and it's so annoying, and it really sometimes...
Why didn't you kill him in the first question?
I mean, because he is important. Actually, he isn't that important. I kill him. But yeah, his voice, I don't know, the voice really irritated me. And the designs were okay, but I feel like they could have done it more like the manga in a way. So I wouldn't mind another studio doing it, to be honest. And just the fact that they could actually finish it right now and have the whole story in one series, that would be pretty nice. So yeah, I would choose Claymore.
Okay. My first answer is always Deadman Wonderland. And I guess it's up to you if that's a valid answer or not, because most of my problem with that is that the series ended when it was supposed to, like, the actual plot of it beginning.
Oh, okay. So it's also, like, it's not finished. You
got the first part that's really cool as well, but when you started kind of seeing glimpsing a little bit of the bigger plot, the show ended. And that's one of the reasons. There are also some things that they changed that I think would have worked better in a full show, that if they hadn't changed it. Yeah. And the main character mostly looked a little bit more wimpy in the show than he actually was, like, in the manga. Yeah. I really love that manga, so I'd love to see it. I didn't really have a problem with the actual art or animation. It looked really pretty.
Yeah, I've seen, like, stuff.
Yeah. I really like it, so I'm fine with it being, like, basically a reboot of it. It doesn't have to be a completely different thing, but just and then actually, keep going.
For Claymore, that would be kind of the same.
But I guess that's mostly like a continuation. So I guess for a full remake, something that I would like to see completely changed, there's a series called Morio no Hako that's about a series of murders, and it's like Clamp style. Clamp did the character designs, but the animation is like really, really nice. I think it was, I don't remember the studio. But it looked really nice and it sounded really nice. And it was so boring because they kept doing this. It was supposed to not be current time. So they did a lot of like early 19 some 100 stuff. I don't know. I don't know when it takes place. Decades ago. But they kept jumping between pieces of the mystery in different days of the week or different weeks. And they kept going back and forth, so I got lost super bad in the plot. Okay. And then it was a lot of talking with not a lot of background sound or stuff going on. So I basically have no idea how everything ended up connecting. And then I remember that the last like 2 episodes were suddenly a lot more intense, but at that point I was completely disengaged from the actual show. And it made me sad because it looked so nice, and I mean, dark mystery stuff is... That's
your kind of thing.
Yeah, I love that. So I'd like a reboot of that, or a remake of that. That would be interesting in some way.
All right. Next question is by William Maulaur. I can't read this, but yeah. If you would be in any anime, what would it be?
Ooh.
I always say Pokemon for some reason, because I want to be Pokemon Master. I don't know. Because I've always found that interesting, although it is for kids. Since I was young, I've been really, really interested in the whole world and playing the games. It's always been so much fun, and I think it's very interesting.
I would really like to be in that world as well. Because a lot of people have actually told me, or jokingly said, that I became a veterinarian because I actually wanted to be Nurse Joy. So that would be me in that world. I would just be in the Pokemon Center and taking care of the animals, or maybe like Pokemon breeders side of the things. Yeah. More than the actual making your animals fight, because that's kind of cool.
I would make them fight. I mean...
Well, I didn't think it was cool. Like when I was watching it, it's like when you stop to think about it, it's kind of fucked up. But
yeah, that's true. But I mean, since I can't handle blood, I would never let them like go full out.
We should both be part of that world and have team fights, because Pokemon has team fights.
Oh yeah, that's true.
A double team fight.
Yeah. So that's your answer, is all?
I guess so. I mean, I'd have to think very hard for a different one.
For me too, because a lot of the worlds, they look cool, but stuff that happens in it is like, I don't really want to be in that world.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as I said, I like really dark stuff. I don't really want to live there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's interesting, but not to live in. So I guess that's the answer.
Maybe some sci-fi worlds I'd like, but apart from that, I guess
maybe
Pokemon is one of the ones that I like the most.
Yeah. Next question is by Lilac Memories. Okay, so she asked, Miana, have you taken that what kind of anime trash quiz?
Oh, the weave. No, I haven't, but I will look it up and I'll do it right now. What kind of weave trash were you, Thalia? Do you want to talk to them and say it?
I made a whole video about it, so if you want, you can check that out on my channel. It was something that I didn't agree with. Dirty trash or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, and it said that I like hentai and ecchi and all of that stuff, and I'm like, that's not how I am at all. So,
is that your secret? Is that a new thing?
Yeah, I said in the video that I do that all the time when I'm not recording.
Just all of the
Obviously,
hentai.
like, I watch Boku no Pico every day. What are you?
Okay, I'm trash, aka garbage.
Oh,
you know who you are. We see you like garbage on a sunny day. You can smell you a mile away. You probably wear your homemade anime shirt and talk about your current show you're watching with strangers. You like to wear cosplay accessories to school. You'll only sing your anime songs in broken Japanese. Hey, my Japanese is pretty okay. You just really don't give a fuck. You're an awkward yet fun weeboo who loves to live their anime life with confidence we all wish we had. Party on, dude. I'm okay with this answer.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'd like to be that confident in real life.
The title seemed worse than the description said.
I'm like the literal definition of weeb trash.
Yeah,
that's basically it.
So there you go, Lilac. That's her answer. She also asked us another question, which was, well, two other questions. The first one was, anime boy you would date in real life.
That's me, because my other husbands are crazy.
So. That's a good answer. For me, it would be Toru Yokimura from Aoharu X Kanju, because he's not crazy, but he's just special. But him writing SM or like sexual manga is really interesting to me. And I think that would be pretty funny as well, to like live with someone or like share your life with someone who does that. You would have pretty awkward and
first, folks.
Yeah. You would have pretty awkward and funny situations. And he is super funny and he's super cute. So yeah, him. I would pick him. Can't pick Hisoka, because, I mean, honestly, if Hisoka would be real, I don't think he would look as good as, like, 2D. So, yeah, I pick him.
Do you have something else? I think we have something else.
The other question was, who are your best girls for anime? Mine, well, I guess we share one, which is Celti.
Yeah,
from
Celti is like my top best girl.
Yeah, for me, she's definitely one on the at the top as well. And then a recent one is Sakurako-san from Lovely Bones, or I think was the English title. She is really badass, and I really liked her, how she was. She made the show for me, and I love her. Sure. I loved her character so much.
Her character is pretty good. Well, for me, Shirayuki is definitely
she's really good as well.
For sure.
For me, Yona. In that sense, Yona and Shirayuki are kind of the same for me. You haven't seen it yet, but if you will see Yona, you will see a lot of similarities between the characters. They both have red hair as well. But yeah, they're pretty badass. Yeah, they're pretty badass and cool.
I'd also say Kawaii Ritsu from Kawaii So. She's definitely one of mine.
She's lovely.
And I can identify with a lot of things in her as well.
Yeah, that's true. I can totally see you in her.
And then an older one that I've had for very long on my list is Yuko from Holic.
I've never seen that.
Which is the witch character. She also appears briefly in Tsubasa Chronicles and the other like related things, because Clamp did a little bit of weird timey-wimey crossovers and stuff. But she mostly features in Holic, and I read the manga, the old one completely, the new one it's currently coming out, and I'm more or less reading it. Yeah. And I watched the anime, and she is really, really cool. She's like a witch character, but she loves to get drunk all the time and order the other guy around to get her snacks and booze.
Nice.
And but she's like a super OP, supernatural lady that knows everything. And I don't know, she's just really, really cool, because she switches between being seriously inspired and badass, between just being silly. Like, if you've watched Natsume and you think about the cat character, that's basically who she is most of the time in her house. Just like demanding more sake and just being silly and saying it's too hot. And also all of her outfits are amazing because Clamp designs.
Nice. Okay. Two other ones that I will briefly mention that are also some of my favorite girls are Diane from Seven Deadly Sins, because again, she is badass and I really like her character and the development that she had. And then Neferpitu from Hunter x Hunter and Bisky are both like really strong and fun female characters. Okay. So yeah, that's about it. I think we have one more. Oh, she asked another question.
Then we have two more.
We have two more. Favorite anime YouTuber?
I don't like answering these questions because there are so many people that I value, and my life changed so dramatically since I started YouTube.
Same.
But I guess one that started it a lot for me and that I still look up to a lot, and now I have the privilege of calling a friend, is Erin from Happily Erin. Because she was always so positive and upbeat and excited about everything, and her videos are so earnest and honest about like the things that she actually loves. And it made me feel like it was also okay to make videos just about things you love and not like super complex 6-part deep analysis videos.
Yeah, for sure.
And just enjoy it. So for me, like, she's still one of my favorite YouTubers in the world.
I can agree with that. Like, she's been a big inspiration for me as well, and I'm also really happy to call her a friend of mine. And yeah, like you said, she's just so positive and happy. And I mean, when I see a video of her, she makes me want to make a video like right away. I'm like, oh my god, that was so much fun. Like, she has a lot of fun making her videos, and it really shows. So and that's what matters when you do YouTube. You have to have fun doing the things you do.
Would that be your first answer, or who's like the first YouTuber that you think about? Well, because of course, like, we would like to list 10 or 20.
Yeah. But I think Aaron was one of the biggest influence and like the one that I liked the most. But the first two that I actually watched anime related was Arcada and Bob Samurai. So those two were like the first ones, and then later I got to know Yokorama. And I liked his style of reviews because I was very different from theirs. But yeah, those three I'd say were like the ones who I first got to know, I guess, through YouTube. And that made me interested in doing it as well, because it seemed a lot of fun and it was really interesting, and some of it was really pro, and I was like, I wish I can do that. And then I saw Aaron's stuff and I was like, it doesn't always have to be that complicated and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
and she edits very well. Like, she really does, but it just seems a lot more like something natural.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know how to say this without it sounding bad in one way or another.
Well, I'm pretty sure she knows we don't mean it in a bad way.
Yeah. For me, that person, like, compared to your first exposition, would be Lou, because Lou was the one who gave me advice without me even like seeking help.
Yeah.
He just saw my video when it had like 5 views and said, hey, these are my suggestions and I'm part of the community and if you need something. So he was always there from day one and still is. And his videos were also cool as well and interesting. So I just wanted to keep being a part of it. So he's like a huge part of why I'm even involved in this.
Yeah. For me, it's the same for Lou as well. But for me, Yokorama helped me more when I was starting up, which I really appreciate. And then Lou, of course, and then all the people that I got to meet through it, I'm so grateful for. But another one that I really looked up to before I knew her was Abby, because I mean, I knew Abby before, just from watching her videos. And I really liked her videos because it was also like more simple and happy and interesting and more to the boys' side, which I always liked. So when I saw that, I was like, oh man, this girl looks really cool and it looks like a lot of fun to do this. And you don't always have to, that's another thing, you don't always have to review something. You can just talk about something randomly about anime, and it doesn't even have to be the anime itself. Like, you can talk about characters and all that stuff. Like, that's stuff that I really liked as well. So I guess those are like there's a lot of people that we really like. So
I'm gonna stop here, otherwise
it's a hard question. But I'm pretty sure we appreciate everyone who has helped us and everyone we got to know.
Well, they know who they are. Everybody that's now like part of our close friend group. Yeah. So it's all of them are amazing.
We appreciate all of your hard work that you do. So yeah. Okay, last question. If you were on a stranded island, which 3 anime-related things would you bring with you? And this was asked by Alyssa or Anime Intensity. Hard question.
So I'm assuming I can take whatever I want, even though I don't own a lot of like physical anime and stuff.
Sure.
So I'm gonna try to make it reasonable, I guess. So I would take my Nyanko Sensei plushie for sure, because I need the cuddles and it's adorable, and I'd rather take that than take like, I have a Death Note copy, but it's more important for me to have an Natsume plushie. Yes. And I would take my Barakamon box set, because it would be a complete manga that I could read without being upset that I didn't have the rest in my island. and it's also really good. So I think I could read it
Mm-hmm.
a few times at least.
For sure.
And then I don't have it, but I'd very much like to take, well, I guess Durarara and Psychopaths in
Series.
a way that I could watch them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess those would be my three ones. It's hard to choose like one because nowadays we get
especially
access
for
to
series
so
as
much.
well and stuff. Yeah. I would definitely take my Hisoka
No,
body
I
pillow.
take it back. I would take Natsume the series because it makes me feel good even when I don't
Oh,
feel
okay.
good.
Okay, so for me, Hisoka body pillow, obviously. For the cuddles, nothing else. Oh man, but I'm thinking about series. I would definitely want to take a series with me of manga and
it's
anime.
hard.
But like for anime, I was thinking either Gintama or Hunter x Hunter because they're both really long, and I could probably watch a lot of it.
That's a good.
So I
way
was
of
thinking
seeing
maybe
it.
Gintama because it's all
'Cause I thought
fun
you would
and
take
gags.
Full Metal.
No, because I don't want to. The thing is, like, if I watch a series, it's 64 episodes, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get sick of it. So maybe I would take the manga of Fullmetal Alchemist instead.
That's an interesting thing. Then maybe we
Yeah.
should take One Piece.
Oh yeah, actually, that's interesting.
That actually
Yeah.
sounds like a good choice because we would finally get around to it because we would have nothing else, but
That's
it would
true.
also last for a very long time.
We need a TV and a DVD player.
Well, that's always the problem with that sort of
with
answers.
those questions. Yeah, we'll just assume that there's something there.
Like, it's a DVD or a Blu-ray that you can play by itself.
Yeah. with like energy from the sun. and
Yeah,
stuff.
whatever.
Yeah.
We will make it work.
We will make it work. But yeah, that stuff I guess we would take. The
You
series
still
is
have
good.
one more, I think.
I said
right?
the manga of Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh, okay. Yes,
yeah.
that's it. I will get that. And then we'd be really sad because it's not enough for our poor weep.
Yes.
I think that's it for the questions that we had today.
Yep. Those are all the questions for today, and this is a pretty long video. So, but
Again,
yeah.
if you have more, I mean, we can always do this more often if we have
that would
more
be cool.
questions and we can split them so the videos aren't so long. But we hadn't done one in so long.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, leave your questions in the comments below, and all of the information will be there as well. And yeah, we will see you next Sunday.
Yeah.
Bye.